The fallacy of Stoicism, embracing the inner shadow to the uninitiated. Stoicism may present itself as the ultimate solution to life's myriad trials. It advocates for a life of emotional restraint, urging its followers to remain unaffected by external circumstances, to maintain an equilibrium whether in the throes of ecstasy or the depths of agony. But here is where the true naivety of such a philosophy shines. Within every sentient being, there exists an intrinsic shadow, a repository of raw, unbridled emotion that stands at odds with the Stoic ideal. This shadow is not a mere manifestation of our basest desires, it is the very essence of who we are. The internal conflict between our innate emotions and the Stoic mask we don to shield ourselves from the world is incessant and all-consuming. And the more we suppress our shadow, the more it strives to break free, growing more potent with each futile attempt to cage it. Now, you may wonder, why should we pay heed to the shadow? Why not simply adhere to the tenets of Stoicism and strive for a life of emotional detachment? Because such a life is an illusion, a mirage that leads only to inner turmoil. The shadow is not to be feared or suppressed, it is to be embraced. To truly evolve, to become the strongest, most confident version of oneself, and to rid oneself of the crippling grip of desolation, one must first and foremost acknowledge the shadow. Recognize its existence. Understand its desires. Embrace its power. Only by doing so can one hope to achieve a state of true inner harmony. Stoicism, in its insistence on passive acceptance of the world as it is, overlooks the tremendous power of shaping the world as we desire. It fails to recognize that our so-called darker emotions, our fears, our insecurities, our rage are not adversaries to be vanquished, but allies to be harnessed. They are potent sources of strength, waiting to be tapped into, to propel us to unparalleled heights. Confront your innermost demons, not with trepidation, but with a sense of purpose. For in understanding them, you gain control over them. And in controlling them, you unleash a reservoir of power hitherto unknown. The key lies not in blind adherence to Stoicism's tenets, but in the symbiotic union of the shadow and the self. To those who would hide behind the facade of Stoicism, I say this: the true battle is not with the world without, but with the world within. Dive deep into your psyche. Confront your shadow. Embrace it. Harness its power. And then, and only then, will you rise, phoenix-like, reborn in the fires of self-awareness and true strength. The path to true enlightenment does not lie in stoic detachment, but in passionate engagement with one's shadow. And that is the only path to genuine, lasting transformation.